Communist China is the greatest threat to American security and prosperity by far. It has stated its goal of diminishing American influence in the world and replacing it with its own. To meet this threat, there must be a series of fundamental shifts in our policies. Joe Biden has more than 18 more months in office. Mark my words. He's going to keep ignoring the Chinese threat. We'll have wasted 4 more years. President Trump was almost singularly focused on our trade relationship with China. He was right about our trade abuses. It was and still is a critical issue. But Trump did too little about the rest of the Chinese threat. He did not put us on a stronger military foothold in Asia. He did not stop the flow of American technology and investment into the Chinese military. He did not effectively rally our allies against the Chinese threat. Even the trade deal he signed came up short when China predictably failed to live up to its commitments. He also showed moral weakness in his zeal to befriend President Xi. Trump congratulated the Communist Party on its 70th anniversary of conquering China. That sent a wrong message to the world. Chinese communism must be condemned. Never congratulated. As president, my top priority will be strengthening America's economy and America's military. We will protect America's prosperity and homeland from Chinese aggression. We will tackle Chinese meddling in our society and its manipulation of our economy. And we will hold the Chinese Communist Party accountable while putting it on the global defensive.
Reading out of Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7 and 8, it reads, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have led a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? Call halal Bashim Mashiach Yahawashai, Ruha Rukakudash. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing his truth and humbleness and sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. You know, family, it's probably the title of this video. First Russia, now China, and America's going to fade in its pride before it's destroyed. Right? There's another piece that I'm going to bring out before I get some scriptures, and we're going to end this video. Okay? Check this out. This was from, I believe, MSN, a CNBC. It reads, China slapped expert curb on chip making metals in tech war, warning to U.S. and Europe. Okay. It's a few more points here. It reads, permission will be required for exports of some compounds, Slovakia, Permissions will be required for exports of some gallium and germanium compounds starting August 1st, China Commerce Ministry said in a statement late Monday. This move is part of an intensifying global battle for tech supremacy, with China as the world's largest source of both metals, according to the European Union study on critical new metals this year. Eurasia Group analysis said China move has little impact to global supply and more a warning to US and Europe of their retaliatory options. The international media that now America, okay, is saying China is a threat to their democracy. Okay, I believe there was even an account. There was an account in Redacted, on Redacted News, how the West is saying China is a threat. Okay, and I've said this often. How the hell the United States of America gonna try to fight a war in Ukraine, right? How they gonna fight a war with Ukraine? Just continue to just give Zelensky trillions of dollars, mind you, on a war that's lost. Okay, you have that condition, and now they want to turn their attention to China. And that was a piece of, you know, the audio. That was a piece of what Nikki Haley really went into. She also mentioned something about the whole Wuhan lab, and she was mocking China. And we all remember the old lockdown, okay? And the whole fight in Congress. She basically put everything on China and didn't mention Anthony Fauci and the gain of function madness. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, because I know that gets sensitive. But to the point, like my previous video, America's they're just going into the abyss with the hopes of taking down a superpower in Russia, right? And now a superpower in China. Family, that don't even make sense. Let's get the scriptures. Actually, I want Obadiah. We're going to stay in the book of Obadiah for a quick minute. Obadiah. Y'all know what I want. I want Obadiah 1, I believe, verse. We're going to get the classic once I find it. Slakia. Yeah, America just spiraling into something they won't get out of. That's a guarantee. On a war with Russia and China, well, good luck. Because we know how that's going to end, and it won't end in favor of America. That's a guarantee. Obadiah 1:15, the classic. For the day of the Lord is near upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Let's keep it a buck. That's a crack pipe dream if they think they're going to take down Russia and China at the same time, right? I didn't even mention the chaos in the Middle East. There's a condition that I didn't bring out. If it be of the Most High, I'm going to try to address that in the next video. How the Israelis has been under fire with Hamas and Syria, while Iran and Russia is arming those forces. Okay? Because you go into this aftermath of the 4th of July, It's been a lot of conflict out there. Mind you, these BRICS nations, they have hypersonic technology to wipe out the West. And the Little West in the Middle East, if you know what I'm saying. They have the means to do it. As I said, the United States of America, they're plunging into something they're not getting out of. Basically in a black hole of judgment, right? Let's get some more scriptures and we're going to end it. Let's read. Let's get Joel 3:19. And it reads, and this going into the destruction of America. This is not talking about ancient Egypt. We're going to read this. Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And that's going into the killings of the Israelites worldwide, but chiefly here in America. Okay, shout out to the HOI family. When you watch the latest video, I believe it's labeled like soft targets. Because they only go for soft targets. Okay, they'll never go after, how do you say, brute Israelite men and women that kind of know how to defend themselves. The brothers was going into the video, but the history from 1619 Virginia to today is racism, white supremacy, killing people of color. And it's a good video to watch because it furthers my argument, and I say this often on my videos. Show me proof that policemen and other so-called white supremacists killing small hatters. You won't find that, but you will find endless evidence of racism, white supremacists killing people of color. And that's why this place is being judged. That's why they're in a war that's about to end in their demise. Okay? Talking about a nuclear war. And America's going to be burnt to a crisp, along with the wicked two parts of our own people. Your Zechariah 13:8 Hebrew Israelites. Right? Let's read that from the top. Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. And that's why the Most High is judging America. Okay? Let's see if there's some more. Let's get Malachi 1. Okay, 3 and verse 4. And it reads, Malachi 1, 3 and 4. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Okay? And that cuts your spiritual Israelites and that silly doctrine that your oppressor gonna get the kingdom of heaven. La-ah. Their time is at hand. Okay? As I said in the video recent, if you cleave onto oppression, you're gonna get judged for it. Okay? Gotta separate yourselves from them or be destroyed. Right? Israelites in the know of this truth, you best keep these commandments. Brothers is on the corners, okay, annually at this point, Brothers like myself give an exhortation. Okay. The whole world is taking on this true gospel. And at some point, the true judgment's going to play out. Alright? Let's see if there's any more before I wind down. Let's get it. Let's go into this destruction a little. Now in the video. And this is going into the fall of this place. You had ancient Babylon, right? Remember, ancient Babylon is still inhabited. When you go into this place being left a desert wilderness, okay, that's going to be the aftermath. America's going to be completely wasted after the destruction. Right? Let's get a little more. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. Let's get the classic. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, for thence she shall be taken, their arrow shall be as a mighty expert man. Okay? So once them Sarmats come out, them silos, okay, it's going to be a wrap for America and little America. Like the elder brought out in that video, the Most High going to keep making an example out of two parts of our people that refuse to accept racism. White supremacy is the enemy of the Israelites. So-called white people against so-called blacks, chiefly here in America and around this world. Okay, you can't get around the accounts. It's an ongoing account of how these people afflict people of color. Right? That's why you have to revisit the Isaiah 13 account. That's Isaiah 13, 14, and 15. You have to read it. If all the nations going back into their own lot of people, as I've said recent, if you're the diaspora, your lot will be the nation of Israel. The 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Not America, not African American, not a Jamaican, not a Puerto Rican. Okay? We're the Israelites. We've been catching this oppression for over 500 plus years. Chiefly when you go into, I'd say about 1442, when things really begin to get bad for Israel. Okay? The true gospel is being spread out, and the clock is thinning. All right? Let me read that again. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, BRICS nations, from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Now, this place is going to be destroyed. Okay. A couple of more, and we end the video. Let's read Jeremiah 51 and 47. It reads, Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do a judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. That's going into that sudden destruction. And that's what's coming to America, a sudden destruction. Right? And it's not far-fetched for the United States of America as this place continues to dive in darkness, and ultimately that great judgment day will follow suit. Right? Don't read that again, because America continues to push this godforsaken Hollywood-like narratives, this sorcery and witchcraft to the masses. It's coming to an end. And for 2 parts of our people that's down with that program, they're going to be turned to dust. Jeremiah 51:47 from the top. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and the whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Yeah, America's going to get dealt with. Right? That's why you have to keep these commandments, Israel. Y'all must keep these commandments to the best of your ability before this judgment day come out of nowhere and burn this place away. Scripture tells that in Revelations 18 chapter 18 and 8 in 1 hour, there will be no such thing as racism, white supremacy, because it's going to be turned to dust. Your Ku Klux Klan, your neo-Nazis, okay, all these radical racism, white supremacy groups will be burnt to ashes in 1 hour. Their guns, their tanks, it won't save them. Right? Let's get one more. Let's get one more. Let's get the classic. Let's get the classic in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. 2nd Ezra 15:43 through 45. It reads, and they shall go steadfastly into Babylon and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star of all the rat shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up to heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her, and they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And there's a link up in Revelations, because the remaining kings of the earth, the current kings that's ruling this world in wickedness, they're going to be made slaves. Right? Because you go into the Joel 3 account, Christ's going to deal with the other nations. Now, some believe, just a general disclaimer, some believe, it's just going to be nuclear fallout. It's going to be a nuclear war. America's going to shoot back. I don't believe that. I believe America's going to be completely wiped out. And Hamashiach Yahushua, he's going to destroy the other nations and the kings that's going to be left. Chiefly Russia, China, a lot of them BRICS nations going to be, they're going to still be around plotting on Yahushua and the elect. Okay, you read Joel, the 3rd chapter, it goes into that. And there's also accounts in the Apocrypha. Okay, they're going to plot to take down Israel, and Christ's going to put them away. Right? Let's see if I get one more. See if I get one more. We're going to end it. We're going to end it here. We're going to end it here. Revelations 18:17 through 19. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping, wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. And with that, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom.